pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Oh, thank you, everybody. We have a special presentation, and we'd like Alderman Hoffman to take care of it for us.
So you have in your packet the results of the survey that we put out to the citizens. The 81%, a majority vote was for the Cheer Delight apparatus. So next meeting you'll be voting on that, followed by the quotes. The first one is with the rubber mulch, which is what we have at the currently with the pirate ship. It seems to be holding up really well, and it's I think it's doing really well, better than replacing the wood mulch personally. But so without the mulch, you're looking at it is $47,141. So the mulch is $7,739. The nice thing is this company will install it. I don't know if you guys remember with the last installation, it came in a super sack and it had to be dug out and loaded on. We paid about $5,000 for reference in the mulch for the other site where the pirate ship is. So that is the information that I have. You have the pictures and quotes and benefits of rubber mulch and all of that. If you want a warranty, they do the special coating over the bolts, knowing that we're in a salty air environment, just like they did on the other one. It's the same exact company that we used for the other one. So, and then we would be going. If you guys want to see my packet, if you don't have it here, you can pass it around. The pictures, it would be the neutral colors to match the pirate ship, not the primary colors on top. It would be the one on bottom. And it is a stock unit, so it's faster than if you did decide to order something custom. You're looking at probably 2 or 3 months in addition to this, and they're already booked up about 8 weeks out. So as soon as that decision is made, if you can go on it, you can have it like midsummer.
Any questions? Okay, move on to 3.2, and I'd like to present this to Alderman Hoffman. It's we, the mayor of the city council, by virtue of our authority vested by the city of Jamaica Beach, recognize Alderman Hoffman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me see, on the new business, discussion and take action to approve ordinance number 2022-06, determination of unopposed officers election. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the ordinance 2022-06.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Ready to vote? You're still in.
That was a typo.
Alderman Jones?
Yes.
Alderman Walter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, unanimously. You ready to leave already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I swear in my ghost.
Yep.
You gonna take your sign?
You gotta take your balloons.
We move to swearing in the new officials. It must be something really dramatic for Alderman Welch to not make it. We hope everything's okay with him.
Probably stuck in traffic.
Yeah, he's probably selling everything. But we will swear these two guys in. State your name.
Sherwood Rupertus,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I have not directly
And I have not
that I
directly
have not directly
or indirectly paid,
or
or indirectly paid,
offered,
offered,
promised to pay, contributed,
contributed,
or promised to contribute any money
or promised to contribute any money
or thing of value,
or thing of value,
or promised any public office
or promised any public office
or employment for the giving
or employment for the giving
or withholding of a vote
or withholding of a vote
at the election at which I was elected,
at the election of which I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment by confirmation,
or
or
as
as
a
a
reward to secure appointment
or
or
confirmation,
whichever the case
case,
may be.
Maybe.
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
You knew I was gonna do it.
I get that right for it. Love the show of support.
We got that. Now we will move on to items for discussion. So, and remind everyone, no action will be taken on these. This is simply to give updates on things going on and a little bit of discussion. Update on current city projects. The roads, we're almost to the end. I know we received an email today that pretty much the only thing left was, help me out here.
Would you like me to read the email?
Yes, please.
As of 5/27/22, asphalt applications have been completed per plan. Buccaneer Road was overlaid, repairs were made along Jamaica Inn. Remaining work includes backfill and cleanup, cleaning out the ditch radius along Buccaneer Road, Jamaica Beach Road, tying in all transitions, asphalt and concrete driveways throughout the project.
So that's all we have left to do on that. Any discussion or anything? Yes?
Yeah, how are we gonna come up with money for more?
Yeah. We'll be visiting with GUSD and commissioners and working on some new stuff.
How did the budget on that turn out? I mean,
Sorry,
okay.
brings up a good point is most everything came under budget.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Just like that included in the comments.
Water line replacement. We have now just about completed phases 1 through 3. And we have left 4 through 5, which will, the fourth and fifth phase will have to be in the 2023 budget at a price of $361,000 for the 4th phase and a little more than $400,000 for the 5th phase. And then we would be completed with that. Russell and we've been very involved in that, actually both projects, the water line and the roads. And I know because of that involvement, we saved a lot of money. We were able to save the city about $14,000. There was some, a return line of the loop to complete the loop. They could not find, and Russell was, went and found one of our, I'll let you tell the story. Found Mr. Been around, yeah, Bill, been around forever and said that line is right here, and this is after they'd spent a week looking in other areas and then trying to find an alternate, and included they were gonna bore all the way underneath Jolly Roger, and I was gonna say it was gonna cost us an additional $14,000, but we were able to get Bill to come back and find the line, so we were happy about that. Anything to add?
Bill Atkinson?
That's not entirely correct, Mayor. I got a change order from an engineer today.
Okay.
Even though we were able to find the line, they are requesting $10,907.50 to complete that line. With a water line, you have to have it looped. You can't have it dead end. So they have to tie in the end of the line. This is at the east end of John Silver. Right now, it's just dead-ended, so they are gonna have to loop it end board under and tie it into the line on Jolly Roger. They are awaiting our approval right now before they move their equipment out to complete this. So we need to discuss this $11,000 change order.
I thought they had, when they had found that one line, I thought that was gonna complete it.
They found the line on the other side of the main drainage ditch on the other side of Jolly Roger.
It wasn't where it really,
It wasn't, the plans were not correct.
Okay.
So they are still gonna have to bore and tie into, and the engineer, the job site manager, all agreed that this was the best route to take and the only route to take.
Okay.
but the engineering that you've got, he's recommending that he's quantified it.
Yes,
So,
this
we're
change
good to
order is
go.
from the engineer.
Well, at least it's less than what we thought it was gonna, or they first told us.
He also asked me to add for an update that phase 2, all the services are tied in, that means everybody's residence. Phase 3 is 50%, and they will be tied in by the end of next week. So that means all the new water lines will be hooked up and the services within each individual property will be up and running.
Right. I know down at my property, I've got a lot more pressure, and I've been here for a lot of citizens, that they've got a lot more pressure than they've had in years.
That's good
Yeah.
progress, Russell.
Yeah.
That project went extremely smooth. I'm very pleased with this company, R&A Boring.
Mhm.
I'd like to definitely make sure we get a bid for them in the future for the next 2 phases. Had a lot of compliments from citizens about their demeanor, their cleanliness, the way they left the property.
Yeah.
That was a good project.
Right. So they should be finished, next week or so?
All the services will be tied in next week. I'm not sure about this. They're waiting to hear back from me.
Okay, next item is the fire hydrants. Any update on that? What I've understood is it's completed. I saw him out our water jetting, the fire hydrants.
They're 100% except one, that they're waiting to fix it with the water line project that's over there where they got the fireman's tool. Other than that, they're all finished.
Okay.
There was one they could not get repaired because they didn't have a valve to turn it off.
Oh, that's right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
They've all been sandblasted or sand paint or
They're all
sand
water
water or
painted,
whatever
water, yeah.
painted. They
Yeah.
put the reflectors on the highways to show where they're at, so, and then we're talking with, Kyle, well, not Kyle, I guess, to possibly figure out where two new ones may go.
Yeah, we still have money in the budget
Yeah, still have some money left.
Okay,
for some new hydrants.
awesome.
How many, you say all hydrants, how many are we talking? How many
Everyone.
hydrants? Which is, do you know the number?
I have to pull the work order.
Yeah.
I wanna say upwards of 20 had issues. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it costs, I think, what did it, like $20-some thousand to repair, fix, paint.
That's correct.
Yeah. But y'all, we budgeted for it, so.
Right.
And then there's still some money left in the budget to possibly put in one or two new ones.
Right.
Where the chief, fire chief decides where is the crucial areas in
Right.
the city.
Right. Next item is the lift station, which they are right behind here. Byron said they're almost for another week or so, and that should be completed, and they'll get the road open back up and everything. Anything you want to add on there?
Do you remember cost just off the top of your head?
No, I would have to pull that.
One thing was $100,000+.
Yeah, it seems like it was, I mean, but it's,
You know,
yeah.
over 100.
You should have that in your notes. Next item is the beach. Beach dune fencing, bollards and signs, yeah. Bollards and signs. Last I knew, everything, the bollards were all back ordered, and, but we're looking to get finished as soon as, we receive them. We'll complete going down all the way to the west end and have our turnaround and get the rest of the signs and all out. And also the dune fencing was on back order last time, correct?
That's correct. But we do not have a beach GLO dune fence permit approved yet.
Okay.
So that's the main
right.
holdup with that.
Yep, that's the other thing, but we still got everything on order.
No, not so permit over.
Okay, okay.
And I've not seen a total cost for the bollards, signs, and dune fencing.
A total cost, trying to think, that was, I would say
I'm not
that,
gonna bring numbers, I can bring some.
yeah.
There's still signage in the city that are back ordered. I think Beachcomber, and there's a couple others throughout the city that didn't get on the original order, and they're back ordered. Same thing as the signage to complete the signs over here at the beach. They all have been ordered, but they're still back ordered. I wouldn't think the signs originally that have been put out here was like over $6,000 to do the street signs. I don't know off the top of my head exact numbers. And then, the bollards and stuff like that, it just depends on, I think we put, I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's still a work in progress on that, I think.
Correct. And, but as far as finishing up the bollards, they were still on back order.
And there's,
But the street signs should be almost finished, as y'all can see throughout the city, except a couple of streets.
Yeah, we just got an update on that today, and it was, on back order and ready for install.
now,
You have a delivery date?
No, they can't give us.
Yeah.
Delivery date.
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
yeah, no, pardon me. Now Larry's been putting on the signs, the
No.
street signs.
No, you did not.
Not
No,
Larry?
No,
They hired somebody else to do
That's
street
the
signs?
company that we ordered the signs from was
Oh.
part of their bid,
Oh, very good.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And who's doing the work for, the bollards and dune fencing?
It, most likely be Russell, the same person that did all the rest. Well, I mean, that's a completed
I'm just
project,
asking.
yeah, a completed project.
So, Russell, could you, Russell would probably know what kind of a bid that he's put in for the work then?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you recall, Russell, I don't, like I said, I didn't bring numbers with me, but we've already approved all of that.
Yeah, I don't remember us talking cost when we went through the.
It was in the budget,
beautification.
it was in the budget.
Well, we just passed the beach beautification ordinance, so that's why I was asking for
Yeah,
cost.
yeah.
Okay.
We will be auctioning off the street signs, to help with, beautification projects, Jamaica Beach beautification projects. When we start getting them, they're gonna bring them back to us, once they come back to do their final install. Any questions on any of that? Potholes. We've been in touch with a vendor. They're gonna be sending us, 2 35-pound bags to try. It's a water-based, earth-friendly repair material, which is much easier to work with than asphalt. We're looking forward to getting that, and we will be updating our pothole list, and, looking for that to all be done in the next 2 months. Any questions on any of that? Next items will be beach. We've had a lot of compliments on the way it is, and very happy that we've eliminated the 300 to 500 cars situation. And it's been very orderly, a lot of good compliments on that, and it's easier for the police. Would you like to say anything about any of the beach, how well it's working or anything?
We're still working out some kinks just because we do have new officers, so we're working on making sure everybody's on the same page, and it'll help when we do get the rest of the bollards, and the signs up, just because the way they're spaced now, which is how we had to do it, is just to get them out, which I'm grateful for. But once we get it up, it'll help out with the parking as well, because it's kind of hard to write somebody for parking on the sand dunes if they're, 20, 30 feet from the nearest sign, so, but that's enough.
Mayor,
Yes.
I emailed, you and didn't get a reply, but if there was a way that we could do a simple, beach parking rules, maybe offered on the website?
Well, there's two big signs, and when you go on the beach, there's like a big one that sits right to the right that has all the rules on it and all the guidelines.
Could we put that also on the website so that it's available for?
I don't see a problem with that, but, like I said, all of it's posted where it needs to be.
Okay.
Yeah, but we can definitely see about getting a picture of those signs put on there. Trash service. So we're in the final stages to hire and have a service on Saturday afternoons, on busy weekends, typically Memorial to Labor Day, though we will be including others busy weekends as needed. Like I said, we've got 3 companies bidding for it right now, so we're looking forward to getting that done. And,
About racing?
No, the trash. Yeah, coming in on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evenings. There's no questions, no.
I thought this was an open meeting. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's a workshop meeting, yeah.
Yeah.
Next thing is the, Alderman Madre was looking at the paid beach. He's revisiting that again. We have visited with GLO many times in the past, only to find out it wasn't financially feasible for Jamaica Beach to do based on what they would allow us to charge. Though we will still be looking at ways to make this happen, and I think you're looking at some ways right now that we're very interested in. Do you have any comments or anything?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about it here in council, with council. Basically, last year, we had overcrowding and our beach was trash to the extent that our residents did not want to come down to the beach. I know I didn't want to come to the beach. I didn't want my family on the beach. I just didn't think it was safe. And that's what prompted me to get back into the paid beach thing. I'm for a family beach, and I know we all are. I know we are. And I know there's been a lot of negative thoughts around going to having a fee-based beach. But I think that, and I really believe that going to that is the first step for a good solution, to eliminate overcrowding and have a real family beach. So that's where I'm at. And in regard to that, I have a meeting this coming Wednesday with the GLO, with Michelle Culver. And Michelle is in charge. She's in charge, as we all know, basically for the dune protection, beach access and dune protection program for the GLO state of Texas. And the reason for this is I want to understand all the intricacies, rules, and regulations before I make a proposal to City Council. I want us to start off on the right foot with good, solid, valid information. We've learned a lot in the last 2 years working with GLO. And we've grown a lot. We've faced up from the town hall meeting, Woody, we had, 2 years ago? Right? Mm-hmm. We've grown and we've learned. I think we've got a lot more growing to do. So I intend to go to that meeting, and my time frame is, I'm looking to have something to get to council, okay, by our next workshop meeting, February 6th. And I realize this is gonna have to be talked through, there's gonna have to be, you know, a lot of input. But where I'm at is, and I'm gonna use this to paraphrase this thing. Russell, didn't you drive the marina permit thing?
Oh, white-headed that, yes, sir.
When that was my impression all along, is that you were the leader on that. Look at what that's done for us. It's reduced the traffic in canals by half. By half. It's got rid of all the congestion over there at the marina. You know, we don't have all these outsiders coming in here, right? Racing down the canal because they don't know our rules. They don't live here, so why should they care? Okay? So I'm just using that as a paraphrase. Sometimes, even if we just get a buck a car, the impact will be amazing, I believe, on the type of people we get and how our beach improves. So that's where I'm coming from. Thank you.
Anything else, guys? Next item is, CERT, COP, and EMT, which is basically, CERT stands for, Community Emergency Response Team. COP stands for Citizens on Patrol, and EMT is, of course, Emergency Management. What we're looking for is on Saturday, May 21st, 10 a.m. Here in City Hall. We looked at having our first organizational meeting to create team leads. If you have any experience with CERT or COPS, please reach out to me or Chief Hyman to be included in this meeting.
I am trained with CERT, so is Marci.
Okay, like I said, just reach out after the meeting and we'll see what we can get figured out. After that, what we'll be doing is looking to have a city volunteer meeting Saturday, June 4th at the city park with cookout and drinks for everyone, where we will be filling in the blanks and answering questions and giving direction on how to proceed and implement these programs. We got a lot going on with that. Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, can I interrupt you? And could I step back just a little bit? I have a handout that I didn't talk about, but I want to hand this out. It's to do with the beach.
Okay.
You would pass those down.
Repeat the
And
times
the
and
reason I'm
dates of the
doing
meetings
this-
too. Thank you.
Jim? The reason I'm doing is part of this thing is to get some feel for an estimated, what we're gonna pay, our estimated cost in 2022 to operate the beach. Okay? And what I did is, I went into our city budget, guys. I went into our city budget, and also in talking with Chief Hyman. And I derived an estimated cost of $201,000 that it would cost us in 2022 just to operate our beach. That's quite a good investment, by the way. The reason I'm giving this to you guys, and you, Debbie, is I'd like our staff to take a look at this. We're getting ready to come, and it comes fast. That's what I learned last year. It comes fast, guys. We're getting ready to go into next year's budget. I think it would be a great idea if we had a really good feel for what we should budget for this next year. It's a start, but I did want to pass this out and ask you guys to start considering it. Thank you.
Mayor, can I have permission to put this on my social media?
These numbers are not gonna be 100%.
Yeah, I would
Sure,
say
that's,
it's,
I'm just
it's,
telling you,
it's an
I don't even
estimate.
put it out there because it says police for $652,000 for the beach, that's not necessarily true.
Okay.
And-
That's their overall
No.
budget. and
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
No,
That's why it says estimated.
Yeah.
there's enough confusion out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't,
Back to
because the
what,
trash is gonna be more than that too, I think.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's-
they're basically, what we're looking at $400 to $500 every Saturday for them to come pick up trash. You know, and that's an estimate right now. That's what we're trying to get them to. We think that's a great investment to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
These are the things we need to do, Council.
Right. Yeah. As far as the, team lead meeting was gonna be, Saturday, May 21st at 10 a.m. here at City Hall. And then, we're shooting for tentatively the city volunteer meeting Saturday, June 4th at the city park. And we're not 100% sure of the time yet. We'll be visiting with Nola to get a good time, but I would say, 11 noonish, if we don't make it a evening thing. That's kind of where we're at in the air with the city. Maybe we just make it an evening, that way because we're gonna have a lot of heat by then. We're gonna be getting it this week, starting to get it this week. Any other questions on that? Next item is SOPs, standard operating procedures, for staff. This has been a long time coming on these updates. I'm talking 2 or 3 years, just getting things updated that that is outdated on our current SOPs. We've had several aldermen involved with this. We're getting close to getting that wrapped up, and then we will present it to legal and council for approval, and we're trying to get that done by the business meeting in July. The next item.
Pardon me? I found, speaking of the SOPs, and, because I believe so much in transparency and in, communication with, between our staff and this community, I found, on the Texas State Library Archives website, a social media resource for cities and state agencies. And it's quite detailed and gives a lot of suggestions, possibilities. So I would like to have this included with to be looked over with your SOPs.
Right. You talking about for staff?
You're right.
Yeah.
Would you like a copy
Sure,
of it?
sure. I mean, I know we have several copies and we have what they've already worked on. Where we're at is going through and kind of mixing and integrating all those different
Right.
versions.
Right.
So it takes a lot of time.
I totally get it,
Yeah.
because this is what I've worked on after Russell gave me his and Terry Rizzo's homework, so I totally understand.
So,
What exactly SOP are we looking at?
all staff,
All staff, which one is it? How many are there?
how many staff?
No, yeah, the SOPs. I mean, are we looking at one, or what is that, which policy and procedure? Or are we looking, when you say staff?
Well,
Is it the
Every
personnel procedure?
department has operating procedure.
Okay.
Every task, every procedure.
So these are
Yeah.
departmental. Does this include the personnel procedure that we looked at sometime in the past that a lot of people have put a lot in?
Correct, correct,
So really, it's inclusive of that.
correct,
That's what we're talking
correct.
about. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mayor,
Mhm.
I also have, 2 more cities in Texas who have, social media guidelines on their city website.
Mhm.
So, I'd like to also offer those to you.
Okay, absolutely. As much information as I can get. I mean, we've got gobs of this, but I love to, they're getting where they're redundant, but I love looking for any new ideas for sure. I'm spending a lot of time making sure this all gets done correctly. Next item is the code of conduct for elected officials and orders of decorum for council meetings. We'll be putting that together. Most all cities have them. This will be in addition to the staff SOPs. It will help fill in the blanks, define responsibilities and boundaries. It will clarify terminology and city structure. It will also include social media guidelines among many other procedures, including council meetings. This is in its final stages, and then we will be presenting to legal and then bringing it to city council for discussion and approval. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to be sure that HB 2840 is included to your policies and procedures.
Yes, I know we have that, and we're going by the letter of the law on all of it.
And Mayor, and you've also included the already policies and procedures for public information requests.
Yes,
Have
it'll-
overlooked that.
No,
We
it'll
already have
all
one.
be in there.
We already have that in place.
Yes, but there again, if things are needing to be updated, we are updating.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And when will we, the city council, see that updated?
We're hoping, in June or July, by the, June or July.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, we're not far off, getting that done. I've spent, just a ton of hours getting that, completed. Next items is the hiring. We've got 2 positions available. One is the judge. We've received 4 applications. We'll be presenting the council 2 to 3 of those applicants for approval and hire by June 20th meeting. Judge Brown is leaving us June 30th, so we're looking at getting his replacement named by then. Any questions on any of that?
None on the judge.
Okay. Next item is operations coordinator. We've received 8 applications for that. We'll be presenting to council 2 to 3 qualified applicants for approval and hire also by June 20th. Any discussion on that?
I have one thing, I'd like to be on the interview committee, that interviews the candidates for the position of the operations. You say coordinator, not director?
It's used it's interchangeable. It's coordinator, operations coordinator.
Okay,
That's what's been named on all the paperwork. Operations coordinator. Yes, ma'am.
I have studied our ordinance 2021-11, where we reorganized this for director of operations, financial, and security department heads. But I'd like to revisit this. I have and get a legal opinion, because in the ordinance, it states that there's an attached organizational chart that was not and is not attached to the official ordinance. And so I'd like to be able to reevaluate this ordinance and the organizational chart before we start hiring anyone.
We've got to get somebody in here. Can't wait any longer.
But like I said, as far as the organizational chart, it's been, just because it may be missing, doesn't mean it's not valid. It's one that everyone had here and was given.
it was online, it was attached to
It's
mine.
attached.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you about.
It wasn't in the agenda packet.
No, it was given to y'all. He went upstairs and got it. He came back and gave it to y'all, and y'all voted.
And we amended it.
Yeah.
But we probably do need to get a petition.
Well, Unicode is in their final stages. We'll see. He's,
It just got dropped. that's all.
hopefully 30 days. I don't know how long it takes him.
The city is in desperate need of an operations
They drive me
manager.
crazy.
I do not want to see anything hold up the hiring process.
You know, I agree with you, but I don't wanna see us make another misstep either, okay?
Another misstep.
Yes. We rushed without properly interviewing people, without
We need
getting them
someone
to fill out an employment application.
We need someone who's qualified, I agree
We
with
had
you.
somebody that was qualified.
This is for us to talk about, and that's how I feel, that is my opinion,
That
and
is,
that's how I feel about it.
a certified
Rush off into the pool.
municipal, but certified with municipal laws.
That's
I
only, that's,
think we're probably very well in step with everything, my gut feeling. As far as the org chart, I really think it just got dropped. I have it, and it does say director.
well, like I said, director,
I mean,
coordinator. Yeah.
Just, again, it's talking about matter.
Yeah.
You can't go.
But like I said, we'll be visiting that and bringing 2 to 3 applicants for the interview process.
Forgive me for interrupting, but I'm still asking for a legal opinion on the organizational, on this ordinance.
I thought it was spoke at night that it was approved by the attorney. That's where he got it from, wasn't it?
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken, if that's not what I heard that night?
Correct.
That he went up and said the attorney did and said that to him?
Correct.
Do y'all remember, if I'm mistaken?
And then we amended it, well, with,
Mm.
right after, yeah.
And we put it in there, it's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe if I could see that
It's in my book.
information from the attorney?
I didn't see that. All I know is that that's what, y'all voted, hunting was approved, so I don't know. I didn't see the legal or whatever, but supposedly that's what the lawyer drew up and sent back to him. I don't know.
Okay.
He's not here to tell you, so,
Right.
you know.
How can I request, to see that
Just send an email and then we
to
will,
who?
send it to Debbie and then we'll get it figured out from there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? Other than that, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Move. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.